I've gotten a few comments over the last year or so asking about the gear that I use in my videos, so I thought it would be fun to make a quick rig rundown kind of video. I'll start with the guitars. This is my Fender Telecaster. It was my first real guitar, I guess you could say. I bought it in 2019, and I've made some modifications to it. I routed the body and replaced the neck pickup with a Seymour Duncan Antiquity humbucker. And I've tried a few different bridge pickups. The one I've settled on is the Seymour Duncan Tele Vintage Stack. So it still has that signature Tele sound, but it handles gain way better than the other pickups I've tried. This is a super reliable guitar, plays good, and it sounds good on recordings. Can't really go wrong with the Telecaster. Up next is my 1966 Hagstrom F12. This was my first vintage guitar. I bought it in 2020. I just got lucky and saw it on Reverb shortly after it went live and messaged the guy and worked out a deal, and I'm really happy it worked out. It's all original except for this one switch. It stays in tune pretty well for such an old 12-string guitar. The neck is really thin and wide. It makes playing chords really comfortable, and I really love the sound of this guitar, but the pickups are a little microphonic. And up next we have probably my favorite guitar in my collection. This is my late 60s Yamaha SG5A. I really lucked into buying this one too. I just walked into Guitar Center and it was hanging up on one of the racks. I took it down, started playing with it, and just kind of fell in love with it. Knew I had to take it home with me, and luckily I had sold the Stratocaster like a week earlier, so I had some extra money. And this guitar is all original and it's in really good condition. My only issue with it is the pickups are pretty low output, but they sound fantastic. The vibrato is very smooth, very similar to a Fender Jaguar or Jazzmaster. And the neck is made from this beautiful piece of bird's eye maple, which I haven't seen on a whole lot of these Yamahas. And this is my Squier Jaguar that I've modified quite a bit. I did a separate video just about this guitar, which I'll include a link to. I keep this one tuned to C sharp, and I just think it looks so awesome. This next one's pretty weird. This is my microtonal guitar. It's just a cheap old guitar that I pulled the frets out of and cut new slots and added all these quarter tone frets. I just use it for covers, but it's pretty fun. It's a little buzzy. The fretwork's pretty rough, but eventually I'd like to make a decent one. This is my mid-60s K Vanguard. I found it at a local shop and got a pretty good price on it. I mainly bought it because I really like the sound of the neck pickup, and also the neck is pretty comfortable. It's a thicker baseball bat kind of neck. I had replaced the original tuners because they were bent and rusty, would barely turn, wouldn't stay in tune, and I just replaced them with a cheap set from StewMac. I also removed the bridge cover just so it's more comfortable to play. This is my newest guitar. It's an Epiphone Les Paul Standard gold top. It's one of the newer ones with the Kalamazoo headstock. I've never been much of a Les Paul guy, but when I played this one, I really liked it. I got it for a good deal. It was used, and so I figured I could use one in the collection. I painted the back plates just to give it some character, and I really love the look of the mahogany. And last but not least is my acoustic guitar. This is an Alvarez YM1. It's one of the nicer Alvarez guitars I've played. This one was made in Japan. It's got a really comfortable soft V-shaped neck. It's a one-piece top, and the figuring on the back and sides is just beautiful. I'm much more of an electric player than an acoustic player, but I always love to have one around for writing and recording, that sort of thing. I switch between two guitar amps when I'm playing. The main one is a Fender Blues Jr., the tweed version with the Jensen speaker. It's just a great clean amp, and it takes pedals really well, all tube powered, and it has a built-in spring reverb tank. The other amp is a Diesel VH Micro, which runs into a Marshall 412 cab. And finally, here's my pedal board. The layout might seem weird, but it's what works for me. First is a Dunlop volume pedal. I used to have one of the VP Juniors, but it kept breaking on me, and this one's way more durable. Then into a Keeley Compressor Plus. I mainly use it for clean tones. It sounds really good with single coils. This is a TC Electronic Prophet Delay. It's just set for that laser sound effect. I put it at the front of the pedal board so it doesn't get muddied up by all the fuzz. The Deviever Torn speaker is a really crazy pedal. Mine doesn't like being too far into the signal chain. The Electro-Harmonix Hot Wax is probably my most used pedal. One side is the Crayon Overdrive, the other side is the Hot Tubes Distortion. The Crayon is a really great overdrive pedal, and it's on most of the time when I'm playing. This is one of the new Fender fuzz pedals. I got it because I really liked the staticky, glitchy kind of sound, and it also has an octave feature, which I really like. This is a Jimi Hendrix wah. I know it's in kind of a weird spot on the board, but this just allows me to get the sounds that I want. Then it goes into a regular Big Muff. It won't fit on the board, so it just sits over to the side. And from there we go to the sort of modulation station, starting with the Electro-Harmonix Small Stone. This is my favorite phaser pedal. Then into an MXR Micro Flanger. And Micro Chorus. a Danelectro tremolo pedal, then into an MXR carbon copy analog delay, from there it goes to a TC Electronics Spark Mini Boost, and I have it set just to give me a small boost for leads. Then into the Boss Tuner, into a Morley ABY pedal, which splits the signal to my 2 amps. The D stands for diesel, the F for Fender. And for recording, I just use a Shure SM57. This one is modified to have that right angle. I also use it to record drums. And now I'm just going to run through some of my favorite tones. I'll put on the screen what exactly I'm using. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. Check out my music. It sounds like this. You can find links to everything in the description. Have a good day.